Hi, I'm Jay Seville, the owner of JustNewListings.com Realty, and I wanted to tell you about what I consider the hidden gem of Northern Virginia real estate as far as value and services are concerned. You know, last year I sold 36 and 38 homes the past couple of years, so compared to most agents doing 6 a year, I'm a little bit higher up the scale. And I know the whole Northern Virginia market quite well as I'm all over the place. So I've just learned it. You name the town, I'll tell you the zip code. You name the part of the town, and I'll tell you the zip code. It's that kind of thing. And one thing I discovered in purchasing a home for my own family recently, and I'm expecting child number 6 in a few months, and I wanted a lot of space. I wanted good value. I work from home, so it doesn't really matter where I live. And I discovered Bristow. I never even knew where Bristow was. I just knew it was out there. But when I looked into it, I found amazing value out here and bought a short sale, and it's gone very well, 6-bedroom house, etc. Now, one of the things about Bristow is location. It's not as far away as people assume in terms of commuting time. During rush hour, it takes me an hour to get to Arlington. Well, even if I lived in Falls Church, in Fairfax, for example, it could still easily take 40 minutes. So in most cases, we're just adding on 20 minutes to the commute in exchange for, 1,500 extra square feet and a new and shiny home with some amazing retail and shopping all around you. Because throughout much of the day, it's a painless commute. And if I leave at 10 a.m., it's 35 minutes to get to Arlington. That's not so bad. A lot of people just haven't even heard of Bristow, and they don't realize it's just a few miles down 66. And regardless of when you commute in the day, whether you leave at 8 in the morning or 10, basically until you get to Fairfax, you're going 65 miles an hour. That's where the bottleneck happens. Whether you start in Fairfax or Bristow, it all stops right there, and no one's having any fun at that point. But I can assure you it's worth thinking outside the box. Look at your options. Look at the standard Rambler you can get for this price range in Fairfax compared to Bristow, and reevaluate. Let me show you a few examples of what I'm talking about. And this is already a little too wordy, so I apologize. Over here is Virginia Gateway. In Bristow, I like to call it New Bristow because everything is new and shiny out here. You see this Gateway Center. It's on the border of Bristow and Gainesville, and it's a brand new, huge retail center. The dining, they have a zillion restaurants here. Every kind of genre practically you can imagine. Almost all middle class and very fun. Some of my favorites, Pay Away, Cold Stone, Chipotle, and then a bunch of regular restaurants as well. Shopping, pretty much just about any kind of retail center you could want for shopping is here. From exercise retail to clothes and housewares and decorating and services. I mean, it's all here. The list goes on and on and on. And this is just one of the retail centers here. You go the other direction and you end up at the Bristow Shopping Center. And again, it's all new, big, and shiny with good parking, wide streets, sidewalks, everything. It's just a very high quality of life out here. Most all the homes are built from 2002 forward. Let me show you some examples of what you get out here compared to other locations. First, I'm going to show you a standard home here in the Bristow area, and I'm even going to use one from my street. All right, so I bring this in here. This is a standard 5 or 6 bedroom colonial here in Bristow. This home is worth about $400,000. Maybe $425. It was listed $389. Someone's getting a great deal on this short sale. Let's compare this home let's spread it out for you. Let's look at this home in several other cities in Northern Virginia, and you'll see what I'm talking about in terms of the value. You go over here. Let me look at this cart I set up for us. Okay. Let's go over here. Fairfax, a similar type home, not as big, and on a tiny lot, not back into the woods, you got 600,000. So you're paying 200,000 for a much smaller home with no playground for your kids to play on in your backyard, etc. Over here in Annandale, this is more of a similar size home, a little bit larger. It's listed 995,000. If you downsize this a little bit, it would still be about 800,000. Here in Falls Church, 1.2 million. And then you go over here, Fairfax, 6-bedroom, 4-bath, very similar, 800,000. So my point is, for an extra 20 minutes a day of commuting, and in some cases, maybe 25 extra minutes at the most, 25. Let's be negative. 25 extra commuting minutes on your way there or back. You can go from a house. I know what I need to do. You know, you get an $800,000 house for $400,000. Now, you look what you can get for $500,000 in some of these areas. I'm just going to use Fairfax as an example. All right, so this is what you get. Little colonial, very small, 525. A lot of split levels, 500. Ooh, that's great. A 4-bedroom, 2-bath Rambler, 500. You get just these tiny old houses from the 60s, and you're paying $100,000 more for half the square footage without all the shiny new retail and whatnot. And the reason you're seeing interior pictures of these is they're hiding their initial, they don't want you to see the front of the house. Yeah, exactly. Not one front yard picture here because of how bad it is in this price range. And there you go, another 2-level Rambler, 500,000, Fairfax. So if y'all, unless there's a particular school district you're driven towards, you need to consider out here. If I recall, Battlefield High School has some of the same parent ratings and maybe even similar test scores than some of the other schools in Fairfax County. It's never thought of because technically it's Prince William County, although it's sort of on the very northwestern tip, and a lot of people don't associate that area with Prince William County. So I think a lot of people are missing the boat. Their minds are closed, and they're making generalizations or stereotypes of Prince William County, and they don't realize how huge Prince William County is, how it stretches probably 20 miles south of here and comes all the way up here to this little area, Bristow, Gainesville, Haymarket. So for what it's worth, why not come out here and look at a few homes? I work in Fairfax or Bristow or anywhere for that matter. I have team members under me, and we just meet people at the door, show them property. It's very hands-off, no pressure. When we do show property, we're consultants. We point out what we think red flags are you should be aware of. We tell you why we think certain listings are overpriced, etc. Then we go our way. It's very no pressure. But a lot of people like to work with us, obviously, because we know the area and we're aggressive negotiators. All right, you be in touch with me when you want to see property. Have a great day. I hope this has been a thought-provoking video for you.